there's a bit of negativity around. If you sack the board, chance, the fans seem to be getting somewhat frustrated. A little bit with the first leg performance, but I think also with the lack of activity in the transfer market. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think the lack of signings has caused a lot of stress amongst the fans and people around about the club. Just as well, they've started the campaign, the domestic campaign, really well, winning the first 3 league games. There were always just a bad performance or not getting a win at Celtic Park away from the crowd, kind of showing a bit of unrest, and they've showed that. But listen, get through tonight, and everybody will be happy.
Yeah, these are the signings that have been made. Now, they could be adding the Belgian player Balikwisha onto this list soon, Kenny. But, you're seeing a lot of frees, a lot of loans and so on. Not much big money being spent there, especially considering they've got a bit you would have thought to spend after the sales they've made.
Yeah, exactly. And the bonanza, of course, Champions League football last season, I'm sure the majority of Celtic supporters would have liked to have seen some of that money, or a significant part of that money, reinvested into the squad. Up until now, it hasn't been the case. What I would say is, though, Mulgrew at $2 million for me is really good value for money from what I've seen so far. Really kind of busy player, looks as if he has goals in him. Yamada, still a little bit to prove, looks nice and busy, a bit of a live wire up front. But I think that's the frustration from not only the Celtic supporters, but I'd argue from the Celtic manager. He hasn't come out and saying it, but I think what he's not saying, is really speaks volumes. I think he wanted that money invested, and he wanted to be in a stronger position going into this game.
I think he has said it as well. He said that they need to strengthen the squad, to be fair to him. Though he did say there's no way he's walking away. That was put to him. He said he tried that one before, it didn't go very well. We remember that. Is there a sense that the club might be waiting to see if they get through tonight? And is that a risky business, and then they will have more to spend?
It's a big risk if they are, because when you look at the signings there's not enough quality in the forward line. I think when we look at Celtic, definitely the first leg, it's a front line with an 8-yard quality. Wingers, definitely a striker. If they're going to bring in 2 wingers, then Maida can then do the job up front. But yeah, it's a risky thing if they are doing that. If they get through tonight, everybody forgets about it. If they don't, the fans won't be happy.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's just this competition is so important. Off the back of what they achieved last season, when we all enjoyed it. I mean, Celtic supporters must have been ecstatic. It was a little bit topsy-turvy. Obviously took a beating over in Borussia Dortmund. Spoke to Charlie before the game. It was a turning point for me. It was the point they got away at Atlanta. They really developed some forward momentum from that. And it was amazing to watch. In the game, the second leg in the Allianz Arena.
And they should have won it, yeah.
Should have won it. It was the best performance, one of the best Celtic performances. Certainly Brendan Rodgers' best performance as Celtic manager. And the enjoyment, the satisfaction the Celtic supporters got from that. Charlie mentions a good start to the domestic campaign, but you sense it's not enough. Off the back of what they achieved last season, I'm sure the temptation, and I understand the argument, can we add to it? Can we improve? We can go that kind of one step further. I think that's the ambition of the supporters, and it's hard to keep that in check. You want to almost encourage that. You want that good feeling to continue, but it feels as if probably the board have maybe put their reins on that a touch at the moment. And I agree with Charlie, it's a big risk not making that investment and keeping your fingers crossed you're going to tiptoe your way through this tie.
They made money as well from the sale of Kuhn for 16 million, the 10 million knocking around from their January business as well. So that's probably part of the frustration as well, is it?
Yeah, it is, but I think they'll also look at the board. They'll be looking now and saying Adam Ida, 9 million quid, he's not kind of hit the ground running. You've got the midfielder, he's the boy, the Belgian lad. They've got Trusty, they spent 6 million on. There's Engels is the one they spent 11 million on. I think the board will look at these signings and think, well, they're not playing. Some of them are on the bench the first leg, some of them don't play, they've not hit the ground running. So question marks start to come. Although they've got a lot of money, they should be spending it. The Celtic board are notorious at looking at, can we get bargain deals in to sign? That's the marker they've always done.
How much pressure is on the whole thing tonight then?
Oh,
Quite a lot.
Massive. Massive. Everybody's looking at this game as a must-win for Celtic, but having been to Kazakhstan myself, it's really, really tough place to go. The time difference, the atmosphere, which it's hard to feel watching it through the TV, but the away atmosphere away from home, when team get a throw in, the whole place stands up, the atmosphere gets up, they get a corner, you all of a sudden as a player feel we're up against it here. It's going to be a really, really tough game. If Celtic can get through this, escape through this any way possible, I think it's a huge success.
Do you want to tell people how that match went over in Kazakhstan that time?
2-0 we get beat. 2-0 we get beat, but we managed to turn it around in the second leg.
James Forrest with a late winner.
James Forrest scored a second leg. Yeah, 2-0 down, no hard, back to Celtic Park and managed to get a last minute winner.
What about that?
Are you involved in the winner? Charlie, anything? Give us something, man.
I made a decoy run to take somebody out the way.
Fair enough.